Hi. There's a crate I left up here. I mentioned it during one of the Goblin Sweep videos.
I disarmed it.
Forgot about it.
That's rubbish. That's rubbish.
But since I'm back here to grab these damn barrels I left in the White Cliff Cave, full of stat-increasing goodies that Jesusio was kind enough to inform me about, that I forgot because I'm a dumb idiot. Seems a little redundant. Whatever. Thought I'd come back and grab it. And hey, prizes and loot. Now, the magic of video editing. Along this path, which was not the path for Dex, but the path to the secret passage. Blue, purple, blue. Also, I already turned this down a step between this last video and this one. Okay, blue, purple, blue. We're gonna go ahead and give those 2 blues to Vic, and we'll give the purple to Flailfist. Then we have... well, what do we have? Orange, yellow, orange. Okay. Alright. Magic of video editing again. Also, a comment I received about me not drinking from a barrel I actually did inspired me to come back and check Castle Harmondale just in case. Where, what do you know? There is a barrel I just completely failed to spot. Man, live commentary. All these mistakes. There's that merchant too who went to heaven, just fluttered away. Tragic. Video editing, go! Might as well buy these catalysts too. It's pretty much just a free potion vial. Which we can promptly shove into some other potion as I see fit. When the time is right and the stars align. I could buy some of the other reagents too, but I'm not going to bother. I'm also just going to sell these things.
Can I help you with anything?
We bought those gauntlets earlier, but was there anything else that really caught my eye? I know I don't have the merchant, but... I don't think these rings are really going to be, like the magical, +5 accuracy, which isn't bad. It's a pretty cheap ring. But, that's not going to be like a huge game changer, thanks to the power of Bless.
Need a new weapon?
We will sell this crud. I don't think I'm going to teach Dagger yet. I don't think it's going to be
Thanks.
that worthwhile. Then again, I don't think Mind Blast is going to be that worthwhile either, but I bought it.
See anything you want?
One final note.
Thanks a lot.
I get some more gold
Come in.
if I played a round of Archomage. But I don't feel like playing Archomage right now. I said I was going on a world tour, damn it. Which means, in order for us to go on a world tour, or at least a continental tour, I have to leave Harmondale. We'll be back for the dodging and unarmed training. We're not going to do that much combat on our trip. And this cost a bit of coin.
Traveling today?
Yes.
The coach leaves right away.
Let's get to it. Okay. How do I handle this? After I ran around in Castle Harmondale and everything, what time of day is it? 11:46. Okay, I've got 5 hours and change. If need be, I don't even have to take the stable to get to Avley, which, by the way,
Need a ride?
is Hugh Stallions. Hey, Hugh. Let's grab horseshoes. I guess I can goof around a bit. Sure. I'm just, there's a little bit of pressure on me to get out of here to Avley before nighttime. Just because it'd be convenient. We got some more horseshoes. That's nice. Flailfish still holding on to all these skill points. Kibbutz noted curiosity on why I was doing this. It's because there's no real need to invest in this stuff. There's no real benefit. Because I don't have any higher expertise levels right now. So yeah. I'm not gonna bother. Bodybuilding, sure, I get the points of that, but it's not gonna be that huge of an impact on normal expertise level. Pathfinder? A bit tempted to actually drop the Explorer and grab that Pathfinder. We'll do that if it turns into night. And I'm not able to take the stables to get to Avley. Pleasant weather we're having, isn't it? We are blessed to live in this climate and have such mild gods to appease. Have you offered recently? Advancement as a druid is simple. You must visit the 3 ancient temples to nature we erected centuries ago and pray at their centers. They are in Tularean, Evanmorn Isle, and Avley, and look like circles of stone with an altar of water in their centers. Where exactly I will not say, but exploring the land about them is part of the process. When you have visited all 3 circles, return to me to detail your experience. This is the first promotion quest we've encountered. In order to complete this quest, you have to go to 3 separate locales, Tularean, Evanmorn Isle, and Avley. You must find the circles to pray at, which are in close proximity to monsters, some of whom are even dangerous. And click on them, and then return to Anthony Green. The catch with Evanmorn Isle is that we don't actually know how to get there right now. We can't get there until we complete another promotion quest for the Cleric. Along the way, we're going to be spotting reagents. We'll also be spotting some campfires as well, which provide food if we click on them. Welcome to Pierpont. Be sure not to travel into the forest to the northeast. Several people have disappeared in that region. A few wars ago, my great-grandfather worked on an escape tunnel from the Elvish castle to the Tularean caves. I don't think it's ever been used. No attack on the castle has ever brought it down. But it sure is an interesting piece of history, don't you think? The Tularean forest is so old that it has developed a mind. Sort of. The forest is vaguely aware who walks through it, but only one part of the forest can communicate with people. That's the oldest tree. If you want to have a very long and slow conversation, it will be happy to oblige. Look for it on an island to the southeast of the forest. It's larger than the rest of the trees. You can't miss it. Okay. I need to, like, slow down. Like, part of me is like, I gotta go to Avley. That's because the time I burned traversing across Harmondale to get those things. But hey, time doesn't pass when we're talking here. Fallen or dead trees can sometimes be the hiding place of some treasure or trinket. However, it can also be home to insects or worse. Scattered around the land are the challenges. If your ability is great enough and you best the challenge, you will be awarded skill points to do with as you wish. Hooray. Up there's a little fort. Has an elven warrior stationed in it. Now you will find different instructors scattered around this area. And we're also still in winter phase, so these trees are not flush and full of greenery and sometimes delicious apples. A dock there, where you can get boat transport to various locales. The city of Pierpont itself, which is elevated. That way leads to Harmondale. Love how I'm just like gogging around. And yes, the higher lanes you can get would be elves, if you're interested in staring at elven portraits. These are the folks we're really interested in visiting. The Fire Magic Expert. With Expert Fire Magic, you'll learn all the expert spells of fire. Higher level spells may prove more potent and of greater assistance to your party. Expert Fire Magic can be yours if you have a skill level of 4 in Fire Magic. Can pay the price of 1,000 gold. Well, I won't grab that just yet. We're going to be back to Tularean Forest. My path here is going to be Harmondale, Tularean Forest, Avley, back to Tularean Forest, either back to Harmondale or to Deja, and then we'll go from there. As part of our grand trip. Ashen Temper, by the way, we already know her location. She's in Harmondale. Shield, which assists versus ranged attacks. Air Magic Expert, that's what we really want to grab. Ryslin Greenstorm is an Avley. With Air Magic Expert, we can now learn the jump spell.
This should be useful.
It should be. Also, all of our air magic that we already have is expert level. Expert Wizard Eye shows treasure. We're used to that from the scrolls. Jump is our new spell. lands us 60 feet from where we started, and we take no falling damage for the jump. Sparks, by the way, is even stronger now. Faster recovery rate and shoots 5 sparks. And then air resistance is a bit better. And over here is the Water Magic Expert. Now, Tobran Range Shield is locked behind Nyan, which is a bit of a trip. We won't be grabbing that either. Also, Bounty Hunting.
Yes.
They set that as our spell. Melvin the
Hello.
Banker here. I talked a bit about banking before throughout this series. And like how the games aren't actually what they say what you might think they would be. Here's a shrine that gives +10 to fire, air, water, and earth resistances permanently. That's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. We're gonna leave these campfires behind for the time being. No rush. And I'm not gonna go out of my way to pick up these reagents, like these crushed rose petals, but if we, travel across, we'll grab some. Now, we'll be up there to visit the city proper in a bit. Now, there's a few other things I would like to grab before I come back into Pierpont. First one is, yeah, we'll go up here. That sound, by the way, is the sound that the jump spell makes whenever you activate it. And it makes traversing a bit easier. Here's some ore around this pit that has an obelisk in it. Oops, that's not what I meant to use. I meant to cast Featherfall, but we didn't. Here we are. Lump of ore, another lump of ore, and some more ore. Hey, ore. Let's go. That jump didn't quite work out the way I wanted. You also notice that there's plenty of stuff that looks over here to the north. So we shall venture north. More specifically, down by the water. Damn it, I pressed the wrong button again. What does it matter? Featherfall isn't really needed right now. Let's run around this pool. This lovely, beautiful pool, and grab all these delicious moonstones. And elvish toadstools. Which are basically the dragon's eye of blue reagents. We'll see some more reagents up there. I think those are just berries, though. That's not the good stuff. There's also some trees that are enemies. We were warned about these. And, they prioritize elves. It's as if the forest is angry for some reason. Now, I won't be fighting these folks, but I will sure be running around taking their money. There's also some plate armor over there.
But ow! It's just a cut, but I need it fixed.
We could kill the trees. But I did say that this would be low combat time. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be running around stealing your stuff.
Ow!
It's not my fault these trees can't protect their loot, you know?
It's just a cut, but I need it fixed.
Besides, we always wanted to hear more of J2 being sad, right? We'll sort all that inventory stuff out later. We got a bit more to grab, though. And for that, we're gonna head up here. Jump just makes slope climbing so much more convenient, where we'll find a bunch of toadstools out here growing out in the wild. Toadstools, like dragon eyes, are the sort of thing that I know I would save up without really using, until the point where it was just not really worthwhile. Over there's the Contest of Endurance, and you can also see a bridge, which connects between two islands out there, off the coast. We won't be over there now. We'll visit there later on in the game. There's more trees out there, and there's a laboratory. Okay. Now Grimith has to remember exactly where this is, because there's one other thing I'd like to grab over here. Pretty sure it's over here anyway. I think I've gone too far. There it is. Okay, let's see whether this gets everyone killed. It's a hidden chest.
I disarmed it.
Full of money.
It's rubbish.
Also has a composite bow.
Ooh.
Has an alicorn wand of blades. Has a philosopher's stone, which is the best catalyst reagent.
You'll have to get rid of something first.
It has a diamond.
Bah,
It has
this is worthless.
It has a minotaur axe, which if we had a character who could use axes, they'd deal 42 plus 11 damage with a plus 11 attack roll. And a potion of pure might. Pure might, which adds 50 to might permanently. That axe and the potion are guaranteed to be there. Hell, the loot of that chest might just be permanently guaranteed. I can't recall. Okay. We have some things to consume and reassign.
Perfect. I did it again.
I did it again.
I did it again. Perfect. I did it again.
So that we can have our inventory cleared up for some things. Why don't we go ahead and slot
I did it again.
those in.
Perfect. I did it again.
That way we can clear up some inventory spots. Put in that Philosopher's Stone. The Potion of Pure Might is going to be going to Flail Fist. Don't think that's a surprise. Plus 50 might. $76 might now. You are the swoldiest, Lethal. The swoldiest. And if this were XCOM, you'd be good to go. We also
This is
have
worthless.
a number of elven longbows, which is pretty nice. That's going to help with our ranged attacks for sure. 7 to 12 damage versus 11 to 16. And we'll equip this one on Vic as well. Got some Elvish toadstools to hand out. I like to have my second slot carry the ore. And the quest items. And the horseshoes. And the apples that I'm not going to bother eating yet. So there you go. Loot and prizes. For a casual playthrough, we sped through a bit and did some decidedly intense things, right? Maybe I felt like I needed to make up for, I don't know. I feel good now. I feel happy! What's over here? That's just a Ferno root. That's dumb. You'll see some trees hanging out there to the north. Well, we can go fight those trees later. We'll be back in Tularean Forest a few times. I just don't feel like doing it now. We're on a world tour. And we have a few hours before, 6 p.m. So we can actually climb up onto the city proper. And take in the sights and talk with some folks and get some quests. Then we can hit up Hugh and he'll take us to Avley. We can jump up on there too, but why don't we take the proper staircase, you know? All while guard, the lowercase g, is milling about defending. Here is Merchant Expert. Shop owners are a greedy lot. Want to get better prices for what you buy and sell? Then you better have the merchant skill and fast. I can teach you the expertise of the merchant skill. If you have a skill level of 4 and pay 2,000 gold, expertise doubles your bonus towards prices. The master is on Evanmore Isle. Hugo the squire. Geraldine the apprentice.
How are you doing?
How are you doing? How dare you charge me 2 gold? Or these potion bottles. I say, my word. Indeed. Cure insanity potions. Those are pretty nice. Just in case you are unable to cast Expert by Magic, is it? This man teaches you how to use a dagger at the expert level. We will visit him with Revocane at some point, but that will be much later in the game. And Thom Lumbra with, certainly a quest. During the wars between the Temples of the Sun and Moon, 3 statuettes were stolen from the shrines of the Brigada Desert, Natalia, and Avli. I represent a group of druids that want these shrines back to their original form. It is critical for their worship. To this end, I am offering a substantial reward for anyone that will find the statuettes and place them on the shrines. So you have to find the 3 statuettes, wherever they may be, and return them to their shrine locations in the Brigada Desert, Natalia, and Avli. We won't get that done for a while. Identify monster expert. Alden looks enthused to see us, we'll say. Make it quick. You look like time wasters to me. There's nothing worse. You know, when I was a boy, my elders didn't tolerate no one lollygagging around. No slackers, neither. You're not one of them, are you? Slackers? 'Cause I don't talk to slackers. Think you can improve? I have a test for you. A hunter, which is the ranger promotion, needs to understand the woods, and a hunter needs to be as skilled with magic as with a blade. The best teachers for that are the fairies. There's a fairy mound in northern Avli. Figure out how to get in, and the fairies will grant magic to the genuine rangers among you, meaning that they will be promoted to hunter status. The rest of you will be honorary hunters. It will not be worth as much experience, but it will be worth some experience.
Looking for something special?
I like this guy. Looking for something special? Well, what do you have that could be special? Perhaps you could tempt me, good sir. Unarmed skill +2? Ranger boots of speed? That would cost almost all of his money. Haste potion. Thieves leather boots, +3 stealing and disarm skills. We already have gauntlets of +3 disarm, and we don't need stealing. Might +8. Grimith just doesn't exactly have the money to go dishing around for that stuff. Johan offers a quest to the new Lords of Harmondale. I hear you folk are the new Lords of Harmondale, eh? Perhaps you could do me a large favor and help yourselves in the process. To the north, in Avli, lies the Hall under the hill, the domain of the Fairy King. He owes me a debt from a previous service of mine, and I would like to collect it. Unfortunately, the fairies in the hall and the tricks they play frighten me to death. If you would deliver this letter to the Fairy King and return what he gives you to me, I'd be very grateful. You would also have the chance to meet the Fairy King for yourselves. Robert here will buy Tularean... he will sell you Tularean wood, and he will buy griffin feathers. You can sell Tularean wood or Tularean wood in Harmondale, and you can buy griffin feathers from Arathia. We will not be doing anything of the sort. Edgar here has expert alchemy for us, which we will certainly grab. Horseshoe. Elsbeth is a Nyan. Natalia has the most drastic climates in Arathia. Alright, but this is not Natalia. The boat captains would be happy to take any paying fare to Evanmorn Island, but they don't have proper maps. There's no way anyone is going to risk their ship in the reefs around the island unless they have the map. Say map! Okay. With expert alchemy, we can now mix compound potions. Those layered potions, like haste, that we saw in Shopkeep Land.
I did it again!
Like that. Also notice the powers blended together. And hey, we know how to make that style of potion now. It's a very useful potion. We haven't even made, like, the oranges and the purples and the greens yet. We've just found them. Haste potion. Very nice. Remember what I said about the haste spell and the pedestals not working properly? Haste potions do. Ah, here we go. Disarm trap expert. Let's see here. Page 16. Archer. Disarm trap. Expert, 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 expert. Expert for archer, expert for warrior mage, expert for master archer or sniper. I'm sure past Grimith encountered this before, but it has been so long that present Grimith forgot until this moment. Okay. Playthrough got a bit more interesting. I'm not going to be able to get expert disarm trap until I promote Flail Fist. I can't promote Flail Fist until I go into the Barrow Downs, into the treacherous trap-filled barrows. Which means that I will most certainly need to bring along a locksmith, if not a burglar, with me to resolve the traps down there. Or find a better item than a +3 disarm trap skill. Which means the 9 skill points I put into Revocane's disarm trap don't really amount to much. We're going to explore the rest of Pierpont. I'm going to be thinking about this in the back of my head, though. Littered Skitter, by the way, is in Harmondale. Ta-da! And the only way I can get Master is if I take us down the Dark Path, and Flail Fist grabs his second promotion from the Dark Path. Across the dangerous rope bridge is an earth resistance pedestal, and guilds devoted to the elemental magics.
Welcome to the Earth Guild.
Welcome to the Earth Guild. Ooh.
Welcome to the Air Guild.
Where if you had Master Air Magic, you could utilize stuff like Fly and Implosion.
Welcome to the Water
We could grab Expert Water Magic here, and for our troubles we would have a Recharge item and Acid Burst. Acid Burst always hitting there. 9 damage plus a 1d9 per point of skill. We're not going to buy any more spells for the time being, though. We've bought enough spells. How much is this? 500, right? 500. Plus 50 earth resistance. That right there is the castle. We don't really have any business there. Temple.
How may we help you?
With Jonathan the Healer.
Walk in the light. Goodbye.
Nothing to do there. Benjamin the Balanced is here. Spirit Magic Grandmaster. Apparently he also had a great-grandfather who worked on an escape tunnel. Stonewright Earth Magic Master? Yeah. Circle of Stone. 3 circles of stones were built by the Druids long ago. Since hearing of their locations, ruins ascension attempts for would-be great druids, I can only give you a general clue. All are in the open, unhidden and bare, and all are distant from settlements. To tell you more would spoil your ascension. maybe we don't want to be great druids. You ever think about that? Wade, the instructor here,
Greetings and salutations.
for 700 gold pieces and 7% will give you 15% bonus on your experience. Monica, the water master, will give you some water walking once per day.
The council is in session.
What's her bounty on? A Lich King. That's good. There's also Gate Masters, there's Air Masters, who can give you access to Town Portal and Flying, which is pretty neat too.
elfish weapons.
Fine elvish weapons indeed. Also, if you want to pick up the spear skill, which Archer can make use out of. And if you're lacking in bows, you can buy some here. I don't feel like I'm going to grab the spear skill for the time being. We have the sword that we can use, you know. It deals double damage versus elves. Not really to grab here. We could buy some stuff. A Traveler's Hat of +3 Arms Master. I'm not gonna buy anything, I'm just window shopping. Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect.
Come meet the Rakish Tavern Keep.
Welcome, travelers.
Look at that man. His body is ready for everything. Impressive. Marvin the Cartographer. Mayon the Quick, the Leather Grandmaster, makes his base here, his home, his abode.
Hey there.
April the Teacher. Bow Expert. Lanshi Ravensight is a Nyan, where all of the fun things are. We don't even have enough gold, though, to pick up Bow Expert. And the Mad Forest. A while ago, I saw some men come to the Tularean forest at night with axes and torches, following some sort of map. When they left, they were laughing and happy. It looked like they were carrying a big green rock. My brother says they were a band of mercenaries from Tatalia. Anyway, the next day was when the forest went mad. It's too dangerous to go there now. That sounds important. Perhaps the Elves of Avley should get on that. A band of mercenaries from Tatalia. We'll keep that in mind. Spearmaster, which we could make use out of at some point. But we don't even know the skill for it, let alone be an expert in it. Bith here can teach you how to be an expert in chain. You're in Tatalia, I think? No, you're in Avley. Oh, we will not be grabbing that. Inju, also telling us about the glory of Tatalia. Great. We're almost done. We're done with this elevated section, but there's 2 houses over here I didn't visit. There's Page Blue Swan, the Identify Item Grandmaster, which we'll never learn. And here's Garrett, I do believe. Yep, Garrett Dotes, the Perception Master, with Petra Cleareye, who's in Deja? Yeah, Deja. Perception Master, we could learn if we had a Perception score of 7, which we do not at this time. Now we have plenty of time to travel to Avley. That is a tour of a good chunk of the Tularean forest. There's 2 islands with a bridge connecting them, and a laboratory that's out here. There's a cave system up here. And there's angry trees. Beyond that, though, we've pretty much seen everything that the Tularean forest has to offer. I know, right? That was quick. Not full of goblins or hell or anything. What a novel concept. Which means it's the end of the video. We're gonna reflect on Disarmed Trap. Wait, those gauntlets are a plus... Oh, they're a +4. It's the armor, it's a +3. This sucks. I'm gonna level with you here. This is rough. I was expecting to have Expert Disarm Trap throughout this playthrough, at the very least. And not having Expert Disarm Trap puts some extra pressure on me to go to the barrow down sooner to promote Flail Fist, so I can get Expert Disarm Trap. It also, like, Disarm Trap is not a mandatory thing, but here's how it goes. If a trap goes off and explodes on us, J2 is likely to just be killed, just flat out murdered, because he only has 26 hit points, with an endurance of 5. Which means, can't go too far to the negatives. At all. Not even a little. There's not much room between unconsciousness and death for Princess J2. Which means the onus is on me to keep around a locksmith or a burglar more, which consumes one of the 2 follower slots, or to fish for better disarm trap items from a magic shop, which I don't exactly would think to be too fun. And I'm left with having 4 points in disarm trap here, which, you know, it's a combination both of me trusting in the instruction manual, you know, the instruction manual lying to me, which has happened before throughout video game history, and also just me, like, at no point ever having checked this and, like, moused over it, and then me just not remembering, because I'm sure I learned this in the past, too. But unlike with other mistakes, like, haha, Grimith forgot to put on officer's leather armor on J2, even though he had the leather skill for her. Or things like whoopsie daisy, I left a barrel behind or a crate behind. This legit bothers me. One option is that I can choose to modify the game myself. I can deduct 500 gold pieces, and I can give Revocane Disarm Trap Expert, and say this is what the developers intended, and those are the rules. I don't like that choice, though. Another option would be for me to keep Disarm Trap 4 the way it is, and then just those 9 skill points having fluttered on to heaven. Just a mistake in this casual playthrough. Mistakes happen, you know? I could load all the way back to before I made this error and replay through the content. Flail Fist is going to be the one advancing in Disarm Trap, eventually. Until I get access to Telekinesis, which I don't plan on being for a bit. Because that requires Earth Magic Master, which requires us to be promoted. Another possibility is for me to edit the save, and just completely refund the Disarm Trap skill points that I expended, and just chop them out of Revocane, and spend Flail Fist skill points in Disarm Trap. He said the skill points to spare anyway. Like, they've all just been, like, hanging around. I never bothered to invest them. He easily could have been taking Disarm Trap up to 4, and it could be like a 1984 novel thing, where we were always at war with Eurasia. Flail Fist was always the person disarming these traps. I might do that. I will have to edit the save. But just like this, I know me, and I know who I am, and that's just gonna bother me. It's just gonna sit there, and it's gonna be in my head and bother me forever and ever. And I'd like to tell you all and myself that I'm a bigger person, and I wouldn't be petty and passive-aggressive and bitch about that. But I'm not. Anyway, I'll give it some more thought between this video and the next one. Yeah. Next time, though, we go to Avley.
Need a ride?
Need a ride. We go visit some fairies, apparently. How about that? I guess I can save the video here. We'll call that a show. Take care, everyone. I'm gonna go... I'm gonna go commit acts of violence.